It is quarterfinal Thursday of the 2026 Mountain East Conference Women's Basketball Championship Tournament, presented by the Health Plan, as we welcome you to a rain-soaked Wheeling and WesBanco Arena for today's first of 4 quarterfinal matchups, as today's affair will contest the West Virginia Wesleyan Bobcats against the Bobcats from Frostburg State. Again, the first of 4 quarterfinal games that we'll be playing today in the Mountain East Conference Tournament. The game to follow this one, the 6-3 matchup, Wheeling and Charleston. They'll play the winner of this game. Here courtside at WesBanco, I'm Luke Wiggs, Daniel Woods to my left. Daniel, this is a West Virginia Wesleyan team that boasts the Conference Coach of the Year, the Freshman of the Year, a Frostburg State team that picked up a little momentum with the victory yesterday. We expect this to be a good one.
That's right, Luke. This West Virginia Wesleyan team, part of a build over the last few years for Brett Vincent. Number 2 seed again. This Frostburg State team had to play their way into the quarterfinals, but Jenna, one of the most experienced coaches in the league, and she's got some high-end talent.
Let's talk about some high-impact players today. We'll start with Frostburg's Jenna Muha. The 6'1 junior is one of the top post players in the Mountain East Conference.
That's right, a double-double yesterday against Point Park. She's got an old-school game. She doesn't leave the paint a whole lot. She'll step out and hit that mid-range jumper, but it's a big part of what's brought Frostburg this far.
On the other side for West Virginia Wesleyan, Emma Witt, the 5'9 senior, is a first-team all-conference selection, a do-everything player for this team.
Hard to find somebody more versatile. Leading the conference in scoring, number 2 in field goal percentage, number 4 in assist-to-turnover ratio. She's top 10 in assists and rebounds. Emma Witt makes things go for West Virginia Wesleyan.
These Bobcats will do battle when we return. The 2-7 matchup in the Mountain East Conference Tournament from WesBanco Arena here in Wheeling.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan. We are here for you. We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan. We are here for you.
Visit Wheeling, West Virginia.
Today's starting lineups are presented by Omni Strategic Technologies, better business through technology. For Frostburg State, Muha, Spinelli, Hileman, Roman, and Nichols. But it's Spinelli and Muha the straw that stirs the drink for Coach Eckelberry.
That's right, Luke. Both of those players up front, both versatile. Muha more the inside threat, Spinelli a threat inside and out.
Frostburg State the 7th seed for the 2nd-seeded Bobcats of West Virginia Wesleyan. Brett Vincent starting 5 will look like this. Anna Young, Sydney Barrett, Emma Witt, Kyla Dandridge, and Allie Daniels. It's a West Virginia Wesleyan team, though, Daniel, really only goes about 6 or 7 deep. You're not going to see them go that deep into the bench today, we expect.
Most likely not, but when you've got the high-end talent that Brett Vincent does, you can afford to put your best players on the floor for close to 40 minutes. He's got 2 first-team all-conference selections and the Freshman of the Year.
Excited to ask this question to Coach Eckelberry here in a moment, but it's always interesting, your perspective on the team that gets to play that first game. It's a play-in game, so Frostburg's a little beat up, but they've played more recently than Wesleyan has.
You're right, they're tied tired legs, but they're legs that maybe have a little more juice in them. You got the chance to get out on the big floor here in Wheeling, open things up. You've got the confidence of a win yesterday. And yes, you're taking on the #2 seed, but you are the team that is more likely than not going to feel a little more comfortable in your skin in a new environment.
This Frostburg team, 15-14, their record after that victory against Point Park yesterday, 78-68. That was a game in which they got 56 points in the paint. It's a great conference record for this team. And, you know, again, at Frostburg State, they're the 7 seed, but they're not your average 7 seed.
They're not. You've got an incredibly experienced coach in Jenna Eckelberry. We've talked about Julie Spinelli and Jenna Muha, that front court tandem. This group has momentum and they have confidence. They play with as much confidence as anybody I've seen.
And for this West Virginia Wesleyan team, as we mentioned in pregame, number 24 in white is the player to watch. At first team all-conference selection, Brett Vincent, in his 5th season as the head coach of this Wesleyan team, is a fantastic coach, and of course named the Mountain East Conference Coach of the Year earlier this week. Again, it is West Virginia Wesleyan, it is Frostburg State. These two Bobcat teams do in battle. And very quickly, before we put the ball in the air, Coach Eckelberry, Jenna Eckelberry of Frostburg State joins us. And Coach, you got 56 points in the paint yesterday against Point Park. What did you do well yesterday you'd like to see your team do well today?
Just move the ball, and we did a good job of everybody stepping up and different people scoring. So West Virginia Wesleyan is a hard test for us. We have our work cut out for us, and they are a well-balanced team as well. So I'm excited to coach in this game, and hopefully you see an upset.
Very good. Thank you, Coach. Good luck to you. And as Jenna Eckelberry in her 4th season as the head coach of Frostburg State, a pair of Bobcat teams, West Virginia Wesleyan and Frostburg State, Wesleyan in the white and Frostburg State in the black, as we are ready to get this 2-7 matchup underway. Jenna Muha waiting in the center jump circle as the opening tip is won by West Virginia Wesleyan to bring it into the front court and get this conference tournament matchup underway. Sydney Baird with the ball. As the play goes in motion to the Bobcats. This is the MEC Freshman of the Year, Dandridge, with a brief touch. Now they work it back up top. Open look at 3 and a shooter's bounce from Anna Young for the game's first 3 points.
45% three-point shooter. They try to get Anna Young open early, get her opportunities to start warming up. Everything opens up in the half court when she's knocking down shots.
Worth mentioning that these teams hit a high volume of shots. This is Spinelli with it. Now out to the right side wing for Roman, as you've got a Wesleyan team that leads the conference in field goal percentage and a Frostburg State team that is 3rd. And a little bit of trouble in the paint. That was Hileman. Works it back out beyond the perimeter to Nichols. Down to 4 seconds to shoot. Looking to force the issue is Spinelli, and it's going to be an air ball and a shot clock violation and a perfect defensive start for the Bobcats.
That's the kind of possession that's going to have Brett Vincent feeling good about how focused his team is. We talked about it before this got started. Frostburg State has played on this floor once already. They know what to expect. They know the moment's not too big for them. To see that for West Virginia Wesleyan, for Brett Vincent to be able to say, all right, they're ready to play, has to be a big confidence booster.
Wesleyan with the basketball in an early 3-0 lead. This is Dandridge, a product of Spring Mills High School, one of 4 West Virginia natives in the starting 5 tonight for Brett Vincent. Baird trying to get it into the paint. It's turned over. Spinelli with the steal, and a quick outlet now for Frostburg. Nichols on the drive is cut off. Works the ball up top to Roman. Now down low with the positioning inside is Muha able to finish over that shoulder. The first 2 points of the game for Frostburg State.
Really excited to see that matchup between Muha and Allie Daniels. Muha, we've talked about a double-double yesterday against Point Park. So much more works for Frostburg State when they can play through her inside out. And then you've got Daniels, who's one of the most talented freshmen in the league.
Dandridge isolated one-on-one against her defender, and Hileman. Now the double team rotates over. Back out to Young, down to 8 seconds to shoot. Mishandled the dribble, it's loose on the floor. It's another takeaway for Frostburg State. Muha in the backcourt to Roman across the timeline. And a 1-point lead early for Wesleyan. Contested left wing 3 is off the side of the rim by Spinelli. You get an offensive rebound inside. Muha up strong again, can't finish. A battle for the rebound, and on the baseline, it looks like Anna Young will give possession back to Frostburg State. Another decent look inside. Muha on the offensive glass. Couldn't finish, but Frostburg still with possession as the shot clock resets to 20. Ball worked into Hileman. Now to Muha. And up top to Nichols will launch a deep three-pointer, and she got it to go.
In a lot of ways, you could call Nichols kind of the emotional heart of this lineup for Frostburg State. She plays with a ton of energy, and when she's hitting shots, it does a lot for them offensively.
West Virginia native herself, we got an unforced error. The ball thrown out of bounds by Witz. Tried to get it to Baird, and just we're not on the same page as we get another look at that three by Nichols.
It's hard to find a player more confident in her own shot than Sophie Nichols in this Mountain East Conference. And if she's knocking down shots from the outside for Frostburg State, it's a huge step.
Hileman has her shot rejected by Young. It's a run out for Wesleyan. Quick outlet down the floor to Dandridge, up strong with the right, and she gets it to go. The game is tied. The Mountain East Conference Freshman of the Year supplying the finish.
Dandridge at the start of the year was coming off the bench for Wesleyan, and at a certain point it just became undeniable that she was not only one of the best 5 on this team, but one of the best players in the entire league.
6th in the conference in points per game. Another fantastic scorer, Jenna Muha, with the great footwork underneath. Shades of George Mikan to once again give Frostburg State the lead. Now Wesleyan to answer. Baird feeds the high post to Witt. Witt wants to take her defender down the lane. She lost the basketball again. It's taken away by Nichols, and a 2-on-1 for Frostburg State. Makes the extra pass. The layup missed, but a foul called as Roman couldn't get it to go, but she'll shoot 2.
I said before, that first defensive possession would lead you to believe Wesleyan ready to go, focused, has everything out in front of them for this game, but a handful of turnovers here on the first few possessions, 5 already in less than 4 minutes. And with this Frostburg State team, as intense as they want to play, the tone that Jenna Eckelberry sets from the sideline, if they can jump out early, this is an opportunity for them to really take control of this game, at least in the early going.
A couple of made free throws for Mandy Roman from Enola, Pennsylvania. Missed last season with an injury. Nice to see her back on the court. Frostburg State extends their lead to 4. Baird into the front court. It's going to launch a deep three of her own, and she got it to go. Sydney Baird's a player that Brett Vincent really wants to get going. She's 5 of her last 26 from the field, Daniel, so nice to see her get that make.
Absolutely right, and her scoring has taken a little bit of a back seat compared to where it was the last 2 years, but she's been so much of a better facilitator for this team. If she can score, again, it's a big opportunity.
There's a foul called as Muha tried to go over the back after the Hileman miss. We get another look at that three. Tremendous confidence, a handful of feet behind the three-point line. And Sydney Baird has brought West Virginia Wesleyan within a point.
She's one of the best pure scorers in West Virginia girls high school basketball in recent memory. So you look, she averages 11 points per game. If she gets hot, she can fill it up.
3-time All-State selection, product of Webster Springs, West Virginia. Here's Dandridge driving around her defender. Baseline 10-footer is a pretty looking jumper for Dandridge for her second field goal, and the lead back to Wesleyan.
There's really just nothing on the floor that Kyla Dandridge doesn't do well, and she plays so wise beyond her years with the way she's constantly under control.
Attacking is Nichols, player down in the lane. Nichols through a double team is able to absorb contact and score. All of a sudden, neither team can miss. Down to 5 minutes in our opening quarter and a 1-point lead for the 7th-seeded Bobcats of Frostburg State. Dandridge to Young. Young feeds the elbow to Daniels. Back to Young with 12 to shoot. Another deep three-pointer. This one draws iron off the side of the rim, and it's rebounded by Frostburg. Roman gives it to Muha, cutting to the basket. Can't finish over the contact. Good defense by Allie Daniels underneath. Dandridge on the run out now. Wesleyan down a point. Works the ball to Baird. Now to Daniels. Into the corner for Young. 15 seconds to shoot. Good ball movement from Wesleyan. Witt into the corner for Dandridge once again. There's a long two put up by Daniels. No good off the side of the rim. And it's rebounded by Frostburg. Spinelli thought about going coast to coast. She was cut off by Witt. Now up top to Roman. They feed the cutting Nichols. She's not able to finish. And Wesleyan controls the loose change. Baird. What an in and out move to get around her defender and put it up and in for 2.
Said it before, incredible scorer in high school, can put the ball in the basket certainly at the college level, and you saw it right there. Spends so much time with the ball in her hands for this West Virginia Wesleyan team, and she's got it on a string.
Back and forth we go. Roman works the ball to Spinelli. Around the perimeter now to Nichols. Nichols is going to launch a long two. She answers right back.
Like I said, Sophie Nichols is not lacking for confidence when she's out on the floor. She saw that first one go through, and I have a feeling that she's just going to keep shooting until it doesn't go down.
She's put up 41 points over her last 3 games. Baird with the hot hand. She's going to play the 2-man game with Witt. Baird attacking off the ball screen. Works it up top to an open Young for 3. Bang, she hit it. Second 3 for Anna Young. Anna Young makes it 15-13 Wesleyan.
And that's the danger of this West Virginia Wesleyan offense. Witt already draws so much attention. You've got Baird that's filling it up. You get 3 or 4 defenders flowing to one side of the floor. Bring Young off the backside, and she's wide open.
Roman, one-on-one, wants to take Baird to the basket. Spins back to her left hand, but missed that jump hook. Rebounded by Wesleyan, up 2 with 2:40 to play here in our first quarter. Quick outlet down the floor, looking to go coast to coast as Witt can't finish. Got her missed back through a triple team. Missed again underneath. It's picked up by Daniels. She can't get it to go. Still, it's loose. It's recovered by Frostburg State for a moment, and it pinballs its way to Dandridge. What a sequence. Here's Baird up top. We got a whistle and a stoppage and potentially a shot clock issue to take us to our first break. We've got ourselves a frenetic start. 15-13 our score. 2:27 left to play here in our first quarter, as both teams have filled it up from beyond the arc and are hitting their shots early.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. From unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world, to hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Attention Mountaineer Challenge Academy graduates. Specialized free training programs are available to you. Career and technical education leading to industry-recognized certification and job placement in welding, building construction, medical assistant, and heavy equipment operating. Our career-focused and resume-building tracks are designed to allow you to dictate your own success. We'll give you professional guidance and interview and resume-building skills to help you get to the next level. Learn more at wvjobchallengeprogram.org. Another challenge for a better future.
It starts with just one text, but now you're checking your notifications, changing your playlist, and all of a sudden, your mind isn't where it should be. It's tough to avoid. I mean, distractions are everywhere, but the last place they should be is behind the wheel. In fact, driving distracted is not only dangerous, it's illegal. If you're caught with a phone in your hand while driving, you can be pulled over and given a ticket. So keep your eyes on the road, not your phone.
Regional State Farm Insurance agents are proud to support the Mountain East Conference Tournament. Call one of the MEC sponsoring agents today. Mark Zeck in Grafton, Chad Broadwater in Wheeling, Kari Antelock in Fairmont, Rob Johnson in Clarksburg, and Jody Perrick in Elkins. Daniel Woods to my left. I'm Luke Wiggs for this quarterfinal matchup in the Mountain East Conference Tournament. Both teams hitting some shots early, Daniel.
That's right, and both teams are getting their offense the way that they typically want to. Wesleyan spreading the floor, sharing the ball, and Frostburg State playing inside out.
It's Bobcat basketball, should specify. That's Wesleyan as we begin play. Baird into the high post for Witt, swung around right side to Young. Steps into a 10-footer, and she hits that shot with a hand in her face. Anna Young with 8 early points.
She's more than just a three-point shooter. She can get downhill, and that mid-range game is really where she starts to become a threat.
Has scored over 20 points 6 times this season. We got a foul on the drive. Nichols trying to take Dandridge to the basket, and the freshman reaches in and commits the personal. And interestingly, Daniel, this is a Frostburg State team that'll go a little bit deeper. They're into their bench for the first time. We've yet to see Brett Vincent, though, make a sub for Wesley. Here's Nichols. Still one-on-one with Dandridge. One of those substitutes into the game is Lakin Flynn for Frostburg, backing down her defender, up with the left, and quickly into the game. She makes an impact, the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native. as Frostburg is within 2.
Flynn got into double figures yesterday against Point Park. We've talked about it. Muha and Spinelli are the two that make this Frostburg State team go, but their connecting pieces are also really good.
It was a good look backdoor for Young. Couldn't handle the initial pass and went to the post move instead. She's in double figures, has 10 points in this first quarter. Flynn to Zaria Gaskins into the game for the first time, the 5'5" freshman from Woodbridge, Virginia. Gaskins, they're trying to feed the ball down low, and they can. It's picked off by Wesleyan. This is Avery Childers, the first substitute into the game for Coach Vincent, excuse me. She'll feed it to a trailing Baird for 3. Cannot hit that shot, and it's rebounded by Nichols. Down to a minute to play in our opening quarter. Wesleyan up 4. Gaskins on the perimeter now to Nichols. Nichols steps into a jumper from the elbow, and she got it to go. 9 points for Sophie Nichols to bring Frostburg within 2 once again. Doesn't look like Wesleyan is interested in going 2 for 1 as Barrett gets it across the timeline and gets a screen from Witt. A punishing screen at that, into a 15-footer that's no good. Flynn with the rebound. Got about a half-second difference between shot clock and game clock, so this effectively can be the final possession of the first quarter, and what a first quarter it's been. Gaskins getting the play call from 4th-year head coach Jenna Eckelberry. Down to 12 seconds, yet to put the play in motion. Muha waiting to set the screen to free up Gaskins. Goes to work, hands it off, Spinelli. Spinelli spinning in the lane, up top to Muha. Lets it fly to beat the buzzer, it's an air ball. And that's gonna be all the time here in this first quarter. Again, both teams shooting the ball well. Frostburg 7 of 14 from the field. Wesleyan 8 of 14, and just 2 points separate these two teams in the first of 4 quarterfinal matchups today in Wheeling.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Everybody come clap your hands. Or don't you know when you dance, you've got to smile or you can't cry. Try it a while.
Farmers, have you heard about the West Virginia Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program? If you are selling fresh fruits and vegetables in the months of June through October, you sell your produce in the state of West Virginia, and you grow at least 25% of what you sell, you are eligible to take the vouchers. You can find the application online at agriculture.wv.gov or get one by calling 304-558-2210. This is taxable income, and you will need internet to redeem the vouchers. The deadline to apply is April 15th.
Across West Virginia, hospitals are always here, healing, helping, and standing strong for our communities. Hospitals save lives and build livelihoods. They're among our largest employers, with a passionate workforce of 54,000 West Virginians. Hospitals are economic drivers, contributing close to $17 billion to our state's economy and working to ensure access to care for all. From life-saving moments to wellness support, West Virginia hospitals keep our state healthy, our families strong, and our future bright.
Two-point lead for Wesleyan through the first 10 minutes. 10 of those 19 points, Daniel Wood, scored by Anna Young.
And she is so much more than just a three-point shooter. Yes, she's top 5 in the conference in three-point makes. Yes, she's a 45% shooter from behind the arc, but you can see here, so skilled once she gets the ball into the paint or into that mid-range. A great scorer in high school at Pendleton County, and she's carried that over into her first year here on the floor with West Virginia Wesleyan.
Began her career at Concord before transferring into this Wesleyan team. Bobcats basketball of Frostburg as we begin the second quarter. Driving to the basket is Flynn, looking to tie the game, but Anna Young had other plans with a defensive stop, and now it's Wesleyan's basketball. Here's Baird, working it up top to Avery Childers. Now to Dandridge, the former Spring Mills Cardinal, into the lane. What a take, spinning to her right hand for her third field goal of the first half. Wesleyan up by 4. Here's Roman. Now to Spinelli. Quiet start to this game for Spinelli, the leading scorer for this Frostburg State team. She's yet to score. Nearly a turnover. The ball saved and bounced by Muha, but threw it white to a Wesleyan player, and Emma Witt. Down into the front court. Childers back to the basket. Works it to Dandridge in the corner for 3, and she's not going to miss that. Dandridge with field goals on back-to-back possessions. She's got 9.
And the confidence from Kyla Dandridge, so much more than that of what you would see normally from a freshman playing in her first conference tournament, not daunted by this environment at all.
And here's Spinelli looking for her first 2 points. Driving to the basket with the reverse, won't find it there. Rebounded by Wesleyan once again. Dandridge playing with tremendous confidence. Works it into the corner. Catch and shoot 3 is up and rolls in for Anna Young. Her 3rd made 3-pointer of the first half.
You saw the look on Anna Young's face running back down the floor. A little bit of a surprise there, but everything's going Wesleyan's way here, including the rims.
Yeah, a little bit of a run now for the Bobcats, up 10. Spinelli again trying to change that to the left hand. Cannot get it to go. Offensive rebound, though, put up and in by Sophie Nichols, who's up to 11 points.
It's been Nichols that has had to have the answers here early for Frostburg State. Spinelli struggling to get going, like you said. They've fed the ball to Muha, but she's only gotten a couple of opportunities so far. Somebody's had to pick up the slack. It's been Nichols.
Spinelli had missed her first 4 shots as they get the lead for Wesleyan back to 8 and come up with a deflection. Nichols knocks it out of bounds, but it stays with Wesleyan. Flynn to the bench. We see Caitlin Sullivan into the game for the first time for Frostburg. Coach Jenna Eckelberry in her 4th season. Coming to Frostburg from Shepherd University, also was a long-time assistant coach at Fairmont State and a fantastic player for Fairmont State in her time. Here's Baird to Dandridge. Back to Baird. They left her open to beat the buzzer. She lets fly on a 3. It's no good. Rebound controlled by Sullivan. Now to Spinelli. Frostburg looking a little out of sync on this half-court possession. Sullivan to the rim, to the basket. She's going to be bumped and fouled. So 2 free throws incoming. On the drive by the 5'7" senior from Clinton, Maryland, Caitlin Sullivan, the 62% free throw shooter, will shoot a pair.
And completely fearless going to the rim, just said, we've got to get something going offensively, might as well be me, and forced her way into the paint. Witt has done such a great job defensively on Spinelli here early, but Sullivan with a quick first step, really able to attack off the switch.
Gets the first to go, as we mentioned in the play-in game against Point Park. This is a Frostburg State team that scored 56 of their 78 points in the paint. They have 10 so far in this game, outscoring Wesleyan 10-6 in that category. This to make it a 6-point game. Voices from the crowd carry just a little bit more for these early games, Daniel. Got some unique sound effects happening around us here at WesBanco.
There's someone from the Wesleyan contingent trying to distract Sullivan as she shot there, and I'll give him this. It was a unique idea. I'll say that.
High post is Witt. Works it out to Dandridge. Dandridge gets that screen from Witt. Drives in with space to shoot around it. Cannot get the shot to go, but it's tipped out. What a job keeping the rebound alive by Childers, who now has it in the right corner. Takes the 3, but cannot hit. And the rebound controlled by Frostburg. Here's Sullivan in transition. Nobody picked her up. She goes to the rim once again, trying to draw contact. No whistle. And that airballed shot is rebounded by Wesleyan. They run in transition. What a pass to Young down the floor. Puts it up and in. That laser through transition hit her right in the hands. 8-point lead for Wesleyan with 6:30 to play here in the half. Driving is Spinelli. Spinelli nearly lost it. Now she spins to her left. Cannot hit that shot. Underneath the basket, Sullivan had it. She's knocked down. Usually you want to bounce pass through traffic, but that was just perfect, Daniel.
Great eyes up the floor there from Baird, and a ton of credit to Young getting out and just seeing the opportunity to cut to the basket. This Wesleyan team, yes, they don't play a lot of players, but the ones that Brett Vincent does play on the floor understand each other so well and know how to fill in around one another.
They burn a lot of calories out there. They get up and down the floor very quickly. Here's Hileman to the rim. Hileman has her shot blocked, but a foul is going to be called against Anna Young. And now we're going to have to test a little bit of the depth of Brett Vincent. That's her second. Met her right at the top of that jump, but maybe just glanced that right arm.
It'll be interesting to see what the decision here is. He's not sending a substitute to the scores table. Most of the rotation that they do in this lineup is with the front court. Young and Baird both play over 30 minutes a game in the backcourt. Baird up to 36. So he's going to trust Young here with about 6 minutes to go until halftime. We're going to have to see if Jenna Eckelberry then moves the chess pieces on the board to try to attack her on the defensive end.
Ayla Hileman with a couple of made free throws to bring Frostburg State within 6 in this quarterfinal matchup. This is Dandridge with it. Up top to Young with those 2 fouls. Down to 6 seconds to shoot. Young trying to force the issue out to Dandridge. Launches a deep 3 and missed it. Good defensive stand by Frostburg as it's a run out for Spinelli. Now to Sullivan. Into the corner they work the basketball to Roman. And back up top to Flynn. There's a left wing 3 put up. It misses everything from Hileman and goes out of bounds. Possession goes to Wesleyan. You talk about Brett Vinson, the head coach of this Bobcat team, and an 18-6 record. You know, Daniel, on my notes, I usually denote about a 2-inch by 2-inch square to write the bio for these head coaches. Ran out of space when you talk about Brett Vinson. He's in his 5th season. He's spent time as a Fairmont State assistant, was a Lewis County High School boys basketball head coach, was also a head coach in the Mountain East Conference on a couple of different places. He played at West Virginia, he played at Marshall, he played at Robert Morris. He's got a lot of mileage through his basketball career.
If you hang around high school or college basketball in West Virginia long enough, you're going to hear the name Brett Vinson, and he's just one of those guys that everybody knows, and that has paid off for him on the recruiting trail when you see how much West Virginia talent there is on this roster.
Turnover forced by Roman. Frostburg trying to punch their way back into this game, down 6. Vincent, just to add one more note, he got his first head coaching job at 28 years old. Spinelli for 3, missed it offside iron. And you mentioned that West Virginia connection. I yield to your experience of the Mountain East Conference as Dandridge commits an offensive foul. And I will hold my thought to the other side of this break. An offensive foul called on Kyla Dandridge for her 2nd foul. Frostburg State down 6, but with the basketball when we return from this quarterfinal matchup at WesBanco Arena in Wheeling.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
Glenville State University offers cutting-edge programs, small class sizes, and dedicated faculty providing students with a personalized experience focused on their success. With the lowest tuition in the Mountain State, every student has the opportunity to achieve their goals. At Glenville State University, you'll find a community that supports, challenges, and inspires you every step of the way. From hands-on learning in state-of-the-art facilities to internships that connect you with real-world opportunities, we prepare you for the challenges and triumphs of tomorrow. Pioneer your future at Glenville State University.
Well, Daniel, as we talked about in pregame, this is a Wesleyan team that leads the Mountain East Conference in made three-point percentage. They've hit 5 of their 9 triples to begin this game.
And they can really shoot the 3 at least 1 through 4 with that starting lineup. You see 3 players right there hitting from behind the arc with Baird, Dandridge, and Young. Emma Witt, it's not her favorite thing to do, but she will step out and take the three as well. This team is plenty capable of filling it up from the outside. When they start to get hot, that's when runs happen, and that's when this Bobcat team really turns up the heat.
Frostburg, meanwhile, has gone over 3 minutes without a field goal. They trail by 6. Sullivan looking to change that as she clears it out wide to Nichols, and we got an illegal screen called against Sullivan to turn the ball right back over to Wesleyan.
And I'll tell you what, we talked about it before this game started, that Emma Witt just does so much for this West Virginia Wesleyan team. She's the one that draws the foul there. She's not scored in this game. She's the leading scorer in the Mountain East Conference, has taken 1 shot, has not scored. What she has done is she's held Julie Spinelli, the leading scorer for Frostburg State, scoreless. She's 0 for 6 from the field. Now Sophie Nichols has gotten hot. They match Witt up with her, and immediately she draws a foul on that illegal screen.
Wesleyan's basketball up a couple of possessions. Emma Witt with the ball, like you mentioned, scoreless so far. Anna Young, meanwhile, has picked up that scoring load. She tries the baseline. Defender flies by it. She can't hit the shot. And the rebound's tipped, controlled. Dandridge saved it from going out of bounds. And Wesleyan with possession once again. Daniels to Young. Young recenters the basketball into the corner for Dandridge with 10 seconds to shoot. Dandridge going to work. What a step over move, but she can't hit the shot as the double team came over late. Offensive rebound put up and in. Emma Witt, right place, right time.
And that's why Emma Witt's such a matchup problem for opponents.
There's a launch deep three-pointer that's up and in. Sophie Nichols' second triple of the half. That was a scoring drought, field goal drought broken by Frostburg. Trailing by 5, 3.5 minutes left to play here in this first half. Here's Baird, back to Dandridge, back to Baird. To Witt, we'll see if she's more comfortable after scoring her first 2 points of the game. She sets a screen to try to free up Baird. Now to Dandridge with 5 seconds to shoot. On the baseline now to Daniels, back to Dandridge to beat the buzzer, can't hit the shot. Sullivan clears for Frostburg State. Attacking is Nichols. Nichols to the rim. Finger roll won't go for her. And Wesleyan has trouble corralling the loose ball. Daniels lost it on the baseline, so it'll stay with Frostburg State. You see Spinelli re-enter. Quick stop on the bench, but that is a player that Jenna Eckelberry wants to get going in this game.
And she's been frustrated by the defense from Witt. You can see it on her face. You can see it with the shot selection. She just needs to see that first one go through the net.
Underneath the basket, looking for the reverse layup is Hileman, can't get it. And then we have a jump ball called as she tied up Daniels. The possession arrow points to Wesleyan. Just reached in, always want to follow your miss. Force the jump ball there.
And these Frostburg State players 1 through 5 just play really hard. And Jenna Eckelberry is the kind of coach that's not going to accept anything else. And the Hilemans and the Romans and Lake and Flynn as well are not the top scorers on this team by any means, but they're just as important to what they want to do, especially defensively, but moving the ball in that offense as well as Muha and Spinelli.
Dandridge for Wesleyan with the shot clock winding down. We're down to 8 seconds to shoot. Young, a deep three-pointer. She's hit another one. It's been a fantastic first half for Anna Young, up to 18 points as she buries her 4th three-pointer. Roman. Now to Nichols. Frostburg needs an answer, down 8. Nichols looking to oblige. Cannot finish. Dandridge rotated over well. A run out now for Wesleyan with 2 minutes to play in the half. Young having one of her best games of the season. Gives the ball back out front to Baird. As Wesleyan gets into their half-court set. Brett Vincent delivers the play call. Young between the rings. Dandridge now isolated with 10 seconds to shoot with the crossover. Lets fly, but can't finish. And we got a whistle away from the ball. Looks like a foul in transition against Wesleyan. We get another look at Anna Young shooting the ball so well today.
And when the confidence builds for Anna Young, it builds confidence for this entire Wesleyan team. Like I said on the very first possession of the game, ran a play to get her a 3. That just opens the floor up entirely for this Wesleyan offense. So Frostburg State's in a position where they're going to have to choose. Do you overplay Young on the perimeter, which then is going to unclog the lane for Emma Witt and Allie Daniels, or do you gamble that Young's going to cool off and potentially allow her to go for a career day and cost you this one?
5th team foul on Wesleyan, so Jenna Muha, the 6'1" junior from Central City, Pennsylvania, will shoot a couple of free throws. She gets them both to go. An 80% free throw shooter, appearing in her 67th game as a member of this Frostburg State team. We get another look at Brett Vincent, named Mountain East Conference Women's Basketball Coach of the Year. And his Bobcats up by 6 with 100 seconds to play in the first half. Childers up top to Daniels, who committed that last foul. Wesleyan deep into the shot clock once again. Young thought about the three. Now she drives, floats, high arcing shot won't go. Nichols controls the rebound. Down to 80 seconds to play in the first half. Nichols steps into a 15-footer, no good. Run out for Wesleyan with numbers down the floor. To Young, right corner, wants to try another three, can't get this one. Rebounded by Spinelli. Spinelli could go coast to coast if she wants to as well. Instead to Nichols. Down to a minute left as Frostburg will slow things up in the half court. Spinelli averaging 18 a game, still scoreless. They work it into the paint for Muha. Muha to that left hand, can't get it to go. The double team came over late as Childers and Daniels both doubled her. Muha not able to hit the shot, but draws the foul.
Daniels did everything right defensively once the ball went inside. You can't give Muha that kind of position, first of all, but once the ball did go inside, Daniels did everything right. Childers coming in, digging down, try to help. Just got caught as Muha turned her shoulders to get that shot off.
And once again, we've got to talk about the foul trouble, Daniels. Wesleyan has Young, Dandridge, and Childers all with 2 fouls, and a Wesleyan team that so far has just gone 6 deep. Muha missed the first, hit the second, as it's down to a 5-point game with 50 seconds left.
The top 6 for Wesleyan are the only 6 that play more than 10 minutes a game, so some decisions here for Brett Vincent.
Our first wedgie of the day comes by Allie Daniels with that elbow jumper. You want to go out there and get that for him?
There's a 50-50 shot that this early in the day, the knees are going to be loose enough to allow me to do that.
It's going to sound like Orville Redenbacher popcorn when you take when you take flight there. Down to 4.
Nobody wants to see that. Let's put it that way.
44 seconds to play. Now down to 40 seconds, forgive me, as it's Roman with the basketball for Frostburg.
Ask me again on Sunday.
Here's Spinelli up top. Spinelli again, it's been a frustrating first half. Still in search of her first points. Won't find him there. It's knocked out of bounds. Good defense by Childers. Down to 26 seconds to play in the half.
And Spinelli is such an aggressive scorer that it almost turns into a situation where it feels like she's pressing here in the first half. And part of that is just the way that she plays. She can shoot it from the outside, but she wants to attack the basket and create her own shot. But that can lead to some frustration.
And we have a Frostburg player on the baseline. Looked like that was Spinelli. Possession will go to Wesleyan with 24 seconds left. We saw Brett Vincent bring Abby McDonough into the game for the first time. Protect Young with those 2 fouls. McDonough goes right back to the bench. And Young will re-enter for this final offensive possession. 24 seconds to play. Wesleyan up 5, looking to make it more before we hit halftime. This is Baird down to 15 seconds to play. Getting harassed by Roman. Baird trying to generate some space. Where's the ball screen going to come from? Down to 10 seconds left. We have a reach-in foul call. It's not the worst thing in the world, as Frostburg had plenty to give. It's just their second foul this quarter. Down to 8 seconds to play. Sideline inbound for Wesleyan. Bobcats have shot 6 of 11 from 3 in this first half. Can they find another triple? They get the ball into Witt. Witt now to Baird. Baird with 5 seconds left on the baseline. Pulling the jumper is Childers. She knocked down that shot for her first 2 points in the final action here in the first half. 36-29, Wesleyan up by 7 through the first 20 minutes of this game. It's been a back and forth contest, but has been punctuated by the great 3-point shooting of Wesleyan, and specifically Anna Young, as it's the Bobcats that lead by 7 again through the first 20 minutes of game time. We're joined by Brett Vincent, West Virginia Wesleyan, again currently up 7 going into the half. Anna Young shooting that 3-ball very well, Coach. Your thoughts on the first half of play?
I think we need to be a little more consistent other than Anna offensively. Defensively, we've done a pretty good job. We've had some good shots. But for the most part, you know, we're up 7 at half. And could have been a little bit cleaner. But like I said, offensively, we need to clean some things up. But Anna's played well. And, you know, it's our first time on the floor. Frostburg's had a trial run at it. So we're, you know, giving up 29 points in the first half isn't too bad.
Absolutely. Best of luck in the second half. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Brett Vincent's thoughts there. It's Wesleyan that's up by 7 through the first 20 minutes of game time, and we'll tell you a little bit more about this first half when we return from WesBanco Arena in Wheeling.
The best thing about West Virginia is hope.
The commitment we're making is $2.2 billion in the state of West Virginia.
It's creating opportunities for the next generation to have career-sustaining jobs.
We're creating career paths and jobs.
Everybody's talking about it. Hogas is doing it.
This gives opportunities for underprivileged communities to have new jobs, to have new opportunities, and it just gives people hope.
Learn more at wvisforhope.com.
It starts with just one text, but now you're checking your notifications, changing your playlist, and all of a sudden, your mind isn't where it should be. It's tough to avoid. I mean, distractions are everywhere. But the last place they should be is behind the wheel. In fact, driving distracted is not only dangerous, it's illegal. If you're caught with a phone in your hand while driving, you can be pulled over and given a ticket. So keep your eyes on the road, not your phone.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. With a generous serving of historic sites, foodie eccentricities, and brewery diversions, the happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Today's halftime report is presented by McKinley Architecture and Engineering. Experience, innovation, delivers. Daniel Woods to my left, I'm Luke Wiggs, and Daniel, an exciting first half. The difference to me with this 7-point lead currently for Wesleyan just kind of has to be shot selection. They're shooting 55% from the field, 33% for Frostburg. Still a puncher's chance of coming back into this game, but it feels like the Bobcats of Frostburg State need to find some better shots in the half court.
I think so. So much of what they do goes through Julie Spinelli and Jenna Muha, and Muha has made the most of the opportunities she's gotten. Spinelli has been so frustrated with the defense of Emma Witt that she's just put herself into a position where she's trying to find that shot that's going to go down and give her the opportunity to get going, that confidence builder, and she's yet to find it. She's 0 for 6 from the field and 0 for 2 from 3. So Sophie Nichols has picked up the slack. She's a big part of why they're still within striking distance at halftime. But you're right, Frostburg State's going to need to find those better opportunities on the offensive end in the second half.
Wesleyan up 7, the first of 4 quarterfinal matchups we'll have today from WesBanco Arena in Wheeling.
Struggling with high school? The Mountaineer Challenge Academy in Kingwood and Montgomery provides the structure to help you succeed. You can earn your high school diploma in 22 weeks. Call us today or visit wvchallenge.org.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan, we are here for you.
My name's Katie, and I'm a sophomore at Virginia Tech. I'm studying to be a lawyer, which means I'll be in school for 6 more years, and college isn't cheap. But my parents opened a Smart 529 savings account when I was 6 months old, and having that savings has given me the opportunity to focus on my education.
Smart 529 is West Virginia's education savings solution. Turn your savings into their success. Visit smart529.com. For more information, contact Smart 529 to obtain a program description, which includes investment objectives, risks, charges, expenses, and other information. Read and consider it carefully before investing.
It starts with just one text, but now you're checking your notifications, changing your playlist, and all of a sudden, your mind isn't where it should be. It's tough to avoid. I mean, distractions are everywhere, but the last place they should be is behind the wheel. In fact, driving distracted is not only dangerous, it's illegal. If you're caught with a phone in your hand while driving, you can be pulled over and given a ticket. So keep your eyes on the road, not your phone.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
What's possible when you have the freedom to explore things that inspire you? To be a part of a community that supports and challenges you? Where can you go to find the space and time to reach your goals? Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
Back inside WesBanco Arena in Wheeling, the first of 4 quarterfinal matchups today, and some hardware handed out earlier this week by the Mountain East Conference. Abby Smith of Concord named the Player of the Year, Kenzie Dalton the Defensive Player of the Year, and then West Virginia Wesleyan, the team that's currently up by 7, were given the Freshman of the Year honors to Kyla Dandridge and Brett Vincent, the Head Coach of the Year, but a lot of quality candidates this year, Daniel.
Certainly right. West Virginia Wesleyan very easily could have had a third name on that list with Emma Witt potentially for Player of the Year, but Abby Smith more than deserving. An incredible career for her at Concord that isn't quite over yet because we're going to see the Mountain Lions this week. Kenzie Dalton is so much more than just a defender for that Wheeling team. She makes them go in so many ways and almost never leaves the floor. And then we've obviously seen what Wesleyan's got here with Kyla Dandridge and Brett Vincent.
At the half, with Wesleyan up 36-29, the first of 4 quarterfinal matchups to come today for the Mountain East Conference basketball tournament presented by the Health Plan.
Everybody come clap your hands. Or don't you know when you dance, you've got to smile or you can't cry. Try it a while.
Attention, Mountaineer Challenge Academy graduates. Specialized free training programs are available to you. Career and technical education leading to industry-recognized certification and job placement in welding, building construction, medical assistant, and heavy equipment operating. Our career-focused and resume-building tracks are designed to allow you to dictate your own success. We'll give you professional guidance and interview and resume-building skills to help you get to the next level. Learn more at wvjobchallengeprogram.org. Another challenge for a better future.
West Virginia Wesleyan College has always been about helping students become the best versions of themselves. The sense of community here is real and palpable. You're not going to get lost at a college that's filled with faculty who are here for one reason. That reason is to teach people, because they're not a number here, they're a person here. At West Virginia Wesleyan College, here you can achieve whatever your dreams are. This is a place that's accessible, affordable, but the people are what have always made this college so amazing.
Two fantastic first-half performances in this game. First with Frostburg State's Sophie Nichols, Daniel, 14 of their 29.
And she's one of the most confident players you're going to find in this conference. Julie Spinelli having a tough first half as the leading scorer for Frostburg. Nichols has stepped up to fill that gap and then some.
Yeah, absolutely. On the other side of things for Wesleyan, Anna Young, 18 points on 11 shots, 4 of 6 from 3.
We've talked about Emma Witt. We've talked about Sydney Baird, Kyla Dandridge. Well, Anna Young still a second-team All-Mountain East Conference selection in her own right. She can fill it up and fill it up quickly, and she's really what sparked Wesleyan to this first-half lead.
Again, she's got 18 of their 36 points. Wesleyan leading by 7 here through the first 20 minutes of the game. Today's halftime stats presented by Caulk Roof Roofing and Sheet Metal. Leave your roof to us as you look at the field goal disparity, but what's kept Frostburg in the game, they've hit 9 free throws. Wesleyan's not taken one, but it's Wesleyan that's shooting 47% from the field.
It's the efficiency from Wesleyan so far. Heard Brett Vincent say he'd like to tighten things up a little bit. That outside shot has been huge and is really the separator so far.
20 minutes on deck. One of these teams will play on semifinal Friday. We'll find out which on the other side as Wesleyan's up by 7.
The best thing about West Virginia is hope.
The commitment we're making is $2.2 billion in the state of West Virginia.
It's creating opportunities for the next generation to have career-sustaining jobs.
We're creating career paths and jobs.
Everybody's talking about it. HOGAS is doing it.
This gives opportunities for underprivileged communities to have new jobs, to have new opportunities, and it just gives people hope.
Learn more at wvisforhope.com.
President, Fairmont State University, Dr. Michael Davis. Appreciate you stopping by. What's happening up at Fairmont State these days?
Lots of things.
Just in time for the start of the second half here in Wheeling. Daniel Woods to my left. I'm Luke Wiggs. It's MetroNews Kids Table to get our first of 4 quarterfinal matchups set. I misspoke. The winner of today's game will move on to semifinals Saturday. They'll await the winner of the Wheeling-Charleston game to be played right after this one. Of course, you can find plenty of tournament coverage on the Mountain East Conference website. It's Wesleyan up by 7 and with the basketball as we begin half number 2. The Bobcats of West Virginia Wesleyan in white. They're the 2 seed. The 7th-seeded Bobcats of Frostburg State in black. This is Allie Daniels to Dandridge as they look to go to work. Emma Witt with a quiet first half, touched the ball there for a moment before giving way to Sydney Baird, who sinks her 3rd shot of the game. She's got 7, and it's a 9-point lead for Wesleyan now.
And it's what makes this Wesleyan team so dangerous, that anybody in this starting lineup can just turn things on its ear and start to heat up, because you've got the 4 starters from West Virginia, plus Witt, all of whom are great scorers at the high school level.
Great take to the basket by Muha. Got the mismatch against the smaller Anna Young. Absorbed the contact, hit the shot, and she's got a chance in a 3-point play.
I really don't think you could ask for a better first offensive possession of the second half for Frostburg State. Jenna Eckelberry runs the set out of the half to try to get Muha a touch inside. You get the switch, you get the mismatch, and you take advantage.
Misses the free throw, Muha, the former Shade High School product, where she put up 2,349 points in her prep career. We couldn't find one there. Although she's brought Frostburg State within 7. Dandridge lost her defender into a 10-footer. Can't hit the shot, and Muha controls the rebound. Across the timeline with Roman. Now up top to Hileman. Back Roman's way. Dandridge there to guard her. A little handoff like Steve Nash through the lane. It's put up and in off the window by Hileman. I think Roman couldn't figure out what to do with the basketball and just kind of turned it, handed off like a running back. She was able to get to the rim.
You're right. Hileman is the 3rd leading scorer on this team, also in double figures on the season. And we've talked about Spinelli's struggles as the top scorer for Frostburg State, but that's the first bucket for Hileman as well. So if they can get her going and, again, try to find a spark with Spinelli somewhere, it's going to be huge for Frostburg State in the second half. It's going to be the difference in this game.
Good ball movement from Wesleyan once again, but Baird has to force it to beat the buzzer. That shot's no good. They fight for the rebound. The play is kept alive by Daniels, or so we thought. She stepped on the baseline, and possession will go to Frostburg State.
Almost had to make a play over here at the broadcast position. First game of this tournament that I was part of yesterday on the Mountain East Digital Network. Had the tip-off land right in my lap.
Did you? Ball magnet Daniel Woods, as we got another look at that Daniel step on the baseline. Just a portion of that right boot was on the out-of-bounds line. Here's Roman. Great head fake there from Hileman into the 18-footer, but cannot hit the shot, excuse me. Quick outlet down the floor to Baird. With 7 points under her belt in this game, and her team up 5. Into the paint, she works it for Witt. Still a quiet night for the first team all-conference selection, Witt. And she traveled on the baseline there. They ran a double team at her immediately. She was walled off by Spinelli, but the help came from Roman, and it just forced her to take that extra step.
So often the only way to stop Emma Witt is to get the basketball out of her hands, and like you said, sent 2 defenders at her the second that she caught it, and I don't think she realized how quickly that double came, and by the time she tried to stop, her momentum was carrying her forward too far.
Here's Spinelli, still scoreless, averaging 18 a game for this Frostburg State team. Pass into the paint, going to work. Muha, man, a lot of contact, but no whistle. She can't hit the shot. Rebound controlled by Daniels. Wesleyan up 5, 7 minutes left to play here in this 3rd quarter. Baird into the high post for Witt. To Daniels, wants to go to work. Spins to the left hand and puts it high up off the window.
I talked about it. Everybody in this lineup for Wesleyan can score, and Allie Daniels certainly can.
Trying to jump the passing lane there. Dandridge couldn't come up with the steal. It leads to Nichols' first 2 points of the second half. She's up to 16 in the game.
And somebody is going to have to step up to support her. Muha's got 9, but Wesleyan's done a good job of limiting her touches so far. To this point, you're in a 5-point game for Frostburg State. Your leading scorer hasn't scored. Your number 3 has 4 points. Something's going to have to shift if they want to end up in the lead in this one.
Emma Witt took the ball in amongst the trees, couldn't finish, but she's fouled. And she'll go to the free throw line. Get another look at it here. Just took Spinelli to the basket. and absorb the contact.
Witt's just such a tough matchup because she's 5'9", but she's one of the strongest players on the floor. So, you can match up Spinelli with her at 5'11", but then Witt can step out, put the ball on the floor, and in a situation like that, make her way into the lane and draw the foul. Earlier in the first half, we saw Frostburg State match her up with Caitlin Sullivan, who's a 5'7" guard, and you saw immediately Witt take her down into the post and try to create something off the post up. So Jenna Eckelberry is going to have to make some decisions about how she wants to match up with Emma Witt. They've defended her well so far, but she's going to force the issue here in the second half.
Witt 2 for 2 to put the Bobcats up by 7. Driving is Nichols, cut off. Pass into the paints. Spinelli got tangled up with Witt. Possession is going to stay with Frostburg State.
And again, as much as Witt has not really had a huge offensive day, she has affected this game so much by not only guarding Spinelli well, but frustrating her every time she has touched it.
Man, Dandridge sent that inbounds pass back. High pointed it like she was blocking a play in volleyball, sent it out of bounds. So Frostburg State will inbound once again. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Roman struggling to get it in across the lane. Spinelli's fouled, so she'll shoot 2.
A miscommunication there, and you saw Witt immediately look over to Baird and try to talk that out. Just a little screen the screener action. You get Spinelli screening for Muha, and then a screen for Spinelli to come down to the backside, and she was wide open cutting to the basket, if not for Witt rotating over at the end of the play.
Second foul on Witt. That's the 4th player for Wesleyan that's picked up multiple fouls as Spinelli misses the first. And she gets the second to go for her first point of the game, the first team all-conference selection that's averaging 21 points per game over her last 4. Had been held off the score sheet up until this point. Wesleyan up 6 with possession. Out front, Baird to Witt. Dandridge tried to go backdoor, couldn't get open. Witt wants to go to work. And we got a foul on Spinelli, trying to stop her drive. Second foul on Spinelli. Yeah, just reached across the body there a couple of times.
And you saw there from Witt, we don't have the 5-second Charles Barkley rule in college basketball. If she gets the ball with somebody sealed, she's going to work and work and work until she gets the angle.
And Sydney Baird's going to shoot the ball whenever she gets an opportunity. She cans that corner triple. She's got 10, and Wesleyan's up by 9. Pass on the baseline now to Nichols. Nichols up strong in the lane, and she gets it to go.
And Nichols has just done a great job finding the soft spots in this Wesleyan defense so far.
Dandridge, you might have seen Frostburg go to a zone. Here's a floater put up by Witt in the lane. As it goes out of bounds, it was last touched by Wesleyan. Eyes might deceive me, but I think we got a 2-3 on that possession for Frostburg State. They force the turnover, and possession goes back to the Bobcats of Frostburg State. Nichols, 18 points, that's tied for the game high. Gives it to a cutting Muha, finishes through the contact. She's got a chance at a 3-point play. Jenna Muha going rocking to the rim.
And that's exactly how you want to attack the way that Wesleyan defended that ball screen. You get the guard coming off in Nichols, Daniels sagging off, playing kind of drop coverage underneath it, not aggressive stepping out. Baird caught as Muha rolled. She did a great job taking Baird down the lane with her, and Nichols hit her in stride.
Missed the free throw. Muha couldn't pull off the highlight. You saw in our replay, Nichols with a primal scream after she shut up Muha for that and one opportunity. Wesleyan now up 5. Dandridge works it into the corner, back to Dandridge, open for 3, left it short. Run out now for Frostburg State. The outlet down the floor to Nichols. Nichols one-on-one, has her shot blocked, tracking back the center Daniels, and she comes up with the rebound, and it's a run out now for Wesleyan. Can Witt go coast to coast? She takes it right block up, but she's fouled as she misses the shot. Takes us to a stoppage, but we've got ourselves a good one. Wesleyan up 5 with 4:28 left to play here in the third quarter of this quarterfinal matchup of the Mountain East Conference Tournament.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you. to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. From unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world, to hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Whether you just graduated high school, are finishing up something you started, or starting up something you intend to finish, Concord University in Athens, West Virginia is your next step. At Concord, classes are small, professors are accessible, and programs are built around career opportunities in fields like healthcare, business, education, science, the arts, and public service. It's affordable, it's personal, and it's designed to move you forward. You'll see it in the classroom, you'll see it at homecoming, and you'll definitely see it at graduation. Concord University. Come to learn, go to serve.
Regional State Farm Insurance agents are proud to support the Mountain East Conference Tournament. Call one of the MEC sponsoring agents today. Rick Bailey in Fairmont, Lisa Shepard in New Martinsville, Taylor Shepard in Moundsville, Jen Kessling in Buchanan, Tim Moore in Grantsville, and Lori Gristle in Wheeling. 4:28 left to play here in our third quarter. Frostburg State hanging on. Wesleyan with a 5-point lead, but the Bobcats of Frostburg State not going anywhere. We've got free throws for Emma Wood, who hits the first. That is the 1,812th point for her in her career at West Virginia Wesleyan, as she's appearing in her 104th game and making her 102nd starts. She gets it to go. She's the lone non-West Virginia native in the starting five for Brett Vincent. We were having a conversation, Daniel. Wesleyan starts as many West Virginia natives as any team in the conference.
You're right, and Brett Vincent has made that a big part of his recruiting strategy. He wants to get the best from inside the boundaries of the Mountain State.
Muha with 2 more points. Continues her great game. She's in double figures along with Nichols.
We've got a second at some point. I've got a little inside scoop on how Emma Wood ended up at West Virginia Wesleyan. That's a story that has to be heard to be believed.
Looking forward to it. Frostburg still, well, I got to take a look at this defense as Young's going to take a corner three. It's no good off the side of the rim. She chases her own miss. Dishes on the baseline. We got a block called underneath. I got to tell you, Daniel, looked like the official closest to us was thinking about calling it the other way, but a blocking foul instead will be whistled against Frostburg.
It certainly looked like we were going to be heading the other way, at least from the near side view, but they defer the official on the baseline, and as you see there on the replay, very clear that the defender slides in late as Young goes to make the pass.
Second foul on Roman. Wesleyan maintains possession, 5-point lead. Young driving, heavily contested 15-footer, does not matter. She's got 20 points. It's the 7th time this season that she's gone over 20 points for Wesleyan, who lead by 7. Hileman lets fly, looking for the answer, and she's found it. Every time that Wesleyan starts to pull away in this game, Frostburg comes up with a big shot, and now we have a timeout on the floor. Big time make for Frostburg. They've trimmed it down to a 4-point lead in this quarterfinal matchup against West Virginia Wesleyan.
The best thing about West Virginia is hope.
The commitment we're making is $2.2 billion in the state of West Virginia.
It's creating opportunities for the next generation to have career-sustaining jobs.
We're creating career paths and jobs.
Everybody's talking about it. Hogas is doing it.
This gives opportunities for underprivileged communities to have new jobs, to have new opportunities, and it just gives people hope.
Learn more at WVisforHope.com.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. You've got it
Always great to be in Wheeling around tournament time. We've got the women's quarterfinals today, the men's quarterfinals on Friday, semifinal Saturday, then the championship games on Sunday. As the great Bob Steele always says, Daniel Woods, the only thing missing is you. Purchase your tickets today.
Absolutely. We'd love to see this place filled to the rafters by Championship Sunday. We'd love to see this place filled to the rafters for every game. And I will say this, if you're watching this broadcast right now, you understand how good this basketball is, so come out and see it for yourself.
Absolutely. It's Wesleyan up 4 as we resume play. Dandridge with the ball between the rings, floats it into the corner for Anna Young, playing on 3 fouls, launching a 3. That's no good. Has put up 20 points. That's the game high up until this point. Here's Spinelli looking for a 3 in transition, is still yet to hit a field goal in this game, and it looks like it went over the backboard, and they're going to give possession to Wesleyan.
And Jenna Eckelberry's not happy with that, because Muha had that rebound and was either in the process of going back up and scoring and being fouled, or both. And instead, it's going to be West Virginia Wesleyan basketball.
Coach Eckelberry appealing her case. Get another look at it. Yeah, it went over.
May have caught part of the shot clock apparatus too, which is what kept it between the lines.
Full court pressure, by the way, applied by Frostburg, and I mean full court. We had all 10 players in the backcourt there as Dandridge gets it across the timeline. Short hop ball to Young. Wants to drive, fades away. What a take, and she's able to finish it off for points 21 and 22.
And just great footwork. That's one of the things that I think goes underrated about Young's game. She gets into that mid-range area and is just able to plant and keep her feet underneath her.
Spinelli with a take to the basket for her first field goal. Frostburg wanted an and 1. She was 0 of 7 up until that point. And again, Frostburg hanging around, only down by 4, the second seeded West Virginia Wesleyan. It's worth mentioning Wesleyan with a high seed in this tournament last year were knocked out in the quarterfinals by West Virginia State. They do not want history to repeat itself. Frostburg's putting the pressure on him. Dandridge with 2 to play in the quarter. Dandridge fades away on the baseline. That shot's no good. It's rebounded by Spinelli. Down the floor to Roman, floats it ahead, and a great run to the basket. Nichols finishes through the contact, and she's got a chance at a 3-point play as Frostburg's cut it down to a possession.
And that's just a great play by Roman and a great play by Nichols. You see it on the replay. Fakes the pass to Spinelli. That draws Witt out enough for Nichols to run right past Daniels into the lane. And again, Nichols just continues to bring energy for Frostburg State. She's going to be one of the hardest playing players on the floor whenever this Frostburg State team suits up, and her energy doesn't stop. Her motor never stops running, and she went 94 feet on that play and was rewarded for it.
20 more points, excuse me, make it 21 now for the former Ripley Viking. And full court pressure applied once again by Frostburg as they've trimmed this lead down to just a point.
You've got Roman face guarding Baird the length of the floor now. They're going to force somebody else to run the offense for Wesleyan.
And I wanted to say earlier, as this is Childers with it, we had a look at that weird zone, and we're sitting courtside. Childers can't hit. We're going to have an over-the-back foul called against Emma Witt. That's her third. That I thought I had seen shades of a box and one earlier for Frostburg. As we get another look at this push by Witt to commit her third foul. So the foul situation for Wesleyan. Anna Young, their highest scorer in this game, has 3. Emma Witt, their leading scorer on the season, has 3. Dandridge, Daniels, and Childers all with 2.
And don't look now, but you've got an 85% free throw shooter at the line with a chance to give Frostburg the lead.
She hits the first. As you mentioned, Spinelli hits 85% of her free throws. Averaged 10 a game last season. Has seen a big jump in production up to 18 points a game. Has been relatively quiet up until this second half. All 5 of her points have come in the second half. And as you mentioned, Frostburg State has the lead in the midst of the 6-0 run. And we've got another turnover at midcourt. The Bobcats keep up the pressure.
And Mandy Roman's defense has been such a big part of this run. And again, right there, she just blows up the handoff completely. Mentioned it the last time down the floor. She is guarding Baird face to face for 94 feet. She is forcing anyone but Sydney Baird to start the offense for West Virginia Wesleyan when they get in the half court. And Baird has the ball in her hands so much and has run so much of this offense throughout the season. You make somebody else have to initiate things. It's going to be difficult, and it has been difficult for West Virginia Wesleyan.
It's the third foul on Childers. A bit of a misfire there from Roman. 75% free throw shooter. Shares a chuckle with the bench. It looks like Jenna Eckelberry is telling her team to back off the press. As this next shot's up and in, we'll see if I'm right. It's just Roman that'll be in the backcourt. As you said, she's been glued to the hip of Sydney Baird for much of the second half as Frostburg's up 2. 75 seconds left, third quarter, and a thriller in the first of 4 quarterfinal matchups. Baird with the right elbow to Witt. Witt trying to get free. Out to Dandridge, down to 8 seconds to shoot. Dandridge with an escort to the rim, up with the right, she got it to go. Tied up at 53, 55 seconds left. Getting the play call is Roman. Up top to Muha, down to 15 seconds to shoot. Right side to Nichols with 20 points today. Wants to drive, she's going to be fouled by Sydney Baird, who's just committed her second foul. We get another look at Dandridge's tape.
And Nichols goes under that screen, and Dandridge just got north and south so quickly she couldn't recover. Muha a little bit of a step late as she was playing underneath that screen as well to try to rotate back.
First free throw missed by Nichols. So again, this 6-woman rotation that we've seen from Brett Vincent in this game, 3 of those players have 3 fouls and 3 of those players have 2. Nichols splits at the line.
I think he's going to try to bridge the gap at least to the 4th with Abby McDonough on the floor here. She's more than capable of playing extended minutes for this Wesleyan team, and it has given them big moments throughout the year.
Here's Witt getting the screen from McDonough, but still it's Muha, her defender. Witt into the lane, wraps a pass into the corner. Baird for 3, won't get it. Rebounded by Frostburg. Shot clock turned off, down to 15 seconds left. Nichols thought about going coast to coast. Now we'll set up the offense. Muha across to Roman, down to 8 seconds left in the third quarter. Frostburg up a point. Down to 4, down to 3. Forced to pass into the paint. It's caught by Muha. Up to beat the buzzer. She got it to go. What a sequence for Frostburg. What a third quarter for the Bobcats of Frostburg, who will take this 3-point lead into the 4th and final frame. The defense, the aggression, and the ability to finish around the rim for Jenna Muha to put Frostburg up 3.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
Farmers, have you heard about the West Virginia Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program? If you are selling fresh fruits and vegetables in the months of June through October, you sell your produce in the state of West Virginia, and you grow at least 25% of what you sell, you are eligible to take the vouchers. You can find the application online at agriculture.wv.gov or get one by calling 304-558-2210. This is taxable income, and you will need internet to redeem the vouchers. The deadline to apply is April 15th.
Glenville State University offers cutting-edge programs, small class sizes, and dedicated faculty providing students with a personalized experience focused on their success. With the lowest tuition in the Mountain State, every student has the opportunity to achieve their goals. At Glenville State University, you'll find a community that supports, challenges, and inspires you every step of the way. From hands-on learning in state-of-the-art facilities to internships that connect you with real-world opportunities, we prepare you for the challenges and triumphs of tomorrow. Pioneer your future at Glenville State University.
My name's Katie, and I'm a sophomore at Virginia Tech. I'm studying to be a lawyer, which means I'll be in school for 6 more years, and college isn't cheap. But my parents opened a Smart 529 savings account when I was 6 months old, and having that savings has given me the opportunity to focus on my education.
Smart 529 is West Virginia's education savings solution. Turn your savings into their success. Visit smart529.com. For more information, contact Smart 529 to obtain a program description, which includes investment objectives, risks, charges, expenses, and other information. Read and consider it carefully before investing.
As we begin the fourth quarter, it's 7th-seeded Frostburg State looking to pull off the upset. Head coach Jenna Eckelberry trying to make the semifinals of this Mountain East Conference tournament for the second time. We've seen teams of hers catch fire in March, her final season in Shepherd. That team caught fire, led by Abby Beeman, who went on to play at Marshall and then is playing overseas in Iceland. They made it to the NCAA tournament, played Glenville State really close. So Coach Eckelberry coaches her best ball around this time of the year.
You're right, and I know you know as well as anybody, there's some folks there in the Eastern Panhandle that would say if it weren't for some foul calls not going Shepherd's way in the fourth quarter of that game, they would have beat Glenville State, and that's the Glenville State team that won a national championship. So Jenna Eckelberry knows how to get her team to play their best in the big moments.
Looking for the tie, not going to find it there. Emma Witt out of the left corner, rebounded by Frostburg State. They outscored Wesleyan by 10 in that third quarter, 27-17. Up top, Spinelli had 5 points in that third quarter. She wants to go to work on Dandridge. Now takes a step back three. Bang! She hit it. Her first made three-pointer, and Frostburg State's up by 6.
That going through the net for Julie Spinelli is a dangerous proposition for West Virginia Wesleyan here in the final quarter. Like I said, the entire first half, she needed to see the ball go through the net a couple of times, and that confidence was going to build. The frustration is off of her face. This Frostburg State team's got all the momentum.
Yeah, they got some energy. They're traveling support, making some noise behind the bench. Here's Emma Witt with it once again. Out to Sydney Baird, somewhat muted here in the second half, and a lot of that has to do with her defender, who's just forced another turnover. Mandy Roman, my goodness, is going to appear in the nightmares of Sydney Baird tonight. As we take another look, though, at that last shot, as we got a timeout taken, but we get another look at that three.
And Spinelli can really light it up from the outside when she gets hot. So for West Virginia Wesleyan, she's going to have to be the focus of the defense here down the stretch.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you. We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
The winner of this game moving on to semifinals Saturday in the Mountain East Conference Tournament. Wheeling and Charleston, our next matchup. And the winner of that game will move on as well. We expect that one to be a well-played game in the 3-6 matchup.
Certainly so. That Charleston team is a little banged up coming into this tournament, but they have competed with every single team in the Mountain East Conference. And then Wheeling, much like this West Virginia Wesleyan team, doesn't go very deep into their bench. First-year head coach Ella Skeens really relies on her top players, and that includes the defensive player of the year in the league, Kenzie Dalton.
Going to work out of the timeout. Frostburg in the lane. This is Spinelli. Can't force that shot up and in. We got a jump ball called. It'll stay on this side of the floor with the Bobcats.
You mentioned the energy for this Frostburg State team coming, at least in part, from the crowd. last night for the Frostburg State men. The women's team was here to support them against West Virginia State, and the men's team has returned the favor. Those guys are right behind the bench, and they've been fired up for this second half run.
I was watching them in the first quarter, had a lot of laptops, so I'm going to assume they were doing schoolwork. Student athlete comes first, as they say, but the laptops have been put back in the backpacks, and they're locked in, watching their team trying to pull the upset here with the ball up 6. Here's Hileman down the left side of the lane. That was a great seal underneath, and she got it up and in. I believe it was Muha that set the seal for Hileman to go to the rim and lay it in.
And I will say one of the ringleaders for that Frostburg State men's team up there is Mountain East Player of the Year, Trey Simmons, coming off a 36-point performance last night.
Here's Dandridge down the lane looking for the answer, and Wesleyan needed that in a big way. Keep it within 2 possessions. Ayla Dandridge continues her fantastic season. She's up to 13 points tonight. So 6-point game once again. Frostburg looking to spread out Wesleyan on this possession. Nichols has it right side. Nichols is knocked down and fouled. That's going to be the 3rd against Sydney Baird. They're coming together on this near sideline. She's the 4th different player to pick up her 3rd foul for Wesleyan as we get another look.
And Baird just got too tight to the body as Nichols started to turn the corner. She flipped her shoulders to try to sprint back in front, and they just knocked shoulders that put Nichols on the floor.
Nichols, the inbounder. Looks like Wesleyan might have gone to his own as well. Here's Roman straight away. And Frostburg looking to adjust their half-court offense against this zone. Feed it down low to Muha. It's the one-on-one matchup you want. She goes to the right but cannot finish. Oh, man, we got a foul as Witt had the rebound, and it looked like it was Spinelli that went through her back trying to get the ball back. That's the 3rd on Spinelli.
And for Frostburg State, you did everything right on that possession except the finish. As a certain coach in my life would say, that's like working 2 weeks, and then you forget to pick your paycheck up when you leave the office on Friday. But to attack that 3-2 zone, you did everything right. You got Muha isolated one-on-one, and that's the opportunities you're going to have to be looking for.
Witt to the rim with the right hand. Needed that in a big way. She's got 8s. Wesleyan has trimmed the lead down to 4. In transition, Spinelli thought about a quick 3. Instead, they'll recycle the offense. Here's Hileman passing out of a double team. Up top, Nichols from NBA range, WNBA range. That 3's no good. Cleared down the floor to Dandridge. Dandridge looking to take it in with no support. Now to the trailing Witt. She goes down the lane, knocked down 2 players, and a blocking foul is going to be called. Looked like bowling. Took it into the lane and decleated a couple of Frostburg Bobcats, but it's Witt that's going to shoot the free throws.
And they'll get Hileman for this, which is the right call. That was the first contact. I honestly think if not for the contact from Hileman, Nichols would have a case to get a charge call there. But Hileman kind of tried to slide in, ends up hitting Witt from the side.
Witt hits the first, up to 9 points, averaging just under 20 on the season. That leads the conference.
And Wesleyan getting out in transition a few times here in the 4th has been really big for them to try to get some momentum back. They're going to need that down the stretch. Frostburg really forced them to play in the half court a lot in that 3rd quarter.
6:30 left. We got ourselves a 1-possession ball game. Where else would you rather be than Wheeling in March? In the corner, Hileman gives way to Spinelli, who takes that corner 3 and hits her 2nd triple. And it's a 5-point lead for Frostburg.
This offense from Frostburg State really well put together from Jenna Eckelberry. They're giving the bottom of that zone a ton to think about for West Virginia Wesleyan.
Dandridge in danger, has to clear it out to Witt. 15 seconds to shoot. Witt one-on-one against Spinelli. 2 of the top scorers in the conference. Now back out to Dandridge. Around the perimeter to Baird. Up top to Witt. Space to shoot. She'll take and hits. Her first made 3-pointer. Back to a 1-possession game.
She doesn't take a lot of them, but she takes them with confidence. She's only hit now 5 the entire season. But Emma Witt is going to be the player that is not going to have any fear in this 4th quarter for Wesleyan.
Up top, Nichols with it. Swung around right side to Roman. Now to Hileman. On the drive, hooks a pass all the way to the left side wing. Here's a catch and shoot. Nichols 3, she's done it again.
How about the look from Hileman? Defender on her hip, on the baseline, cross court, over the head.
It looked like a shortstop just launching one across the infield. Makes it a 5-point game with 5 minutes left. Dandridge, a little shake and bake, high arcing shot, no good. I think Witt might have gotten away with a push off there, and then we got a foul underneath. And we'll take another look at that wacky diagonal pass that set up Nichols for the three.
I mean, falling away, like you said, like a shortstop deep in the hole, just a prayer to try to get it over to first base. And in this case, Sophie Nichols, I guess there you could say to dig it out of the dirt, and she ends up knocking down the three.
Witt from the left block has two. She's starting to come alive here in the fourth quarter. One possession game once again. 4:45 left. Roman gives way to Hileman, thought about that three. Into the corner, Spinelli's never afraid to shoot. Neither is Nichols. She lets fly again, can't hit that one. Dandridge with the rebound. We'll see if Wesleyan will run. Dandridge, nobody picks her up. She goes to the rim, through the contact. She's got a chance at a three-point play. I think she noticed right as she crossed midcourt that no defender came out to guard her, Daniel, and just made a beeline for the rim.
You're right, and saw Muha turn her back coming down the floor, and that is just absolutely an invitation for Kyla Dandridge to go straight down the lane, had the angle on Nichols, and knew the help defender didn't know she was coming, and went right to the basket.
Foul on Muha. Dandridge now trying to convert the three-point play with 15 points and 6 rebounds under her belt. And she gets it to go. We're tied up at 67. Over 35 minutes of game time, and we're right back where we started. Nothing to separate these two teams. Roman to Hileman with a jab step. Back to Roman. Wesleyan's back in his zone. Nichols is going to launch another deep three-pointer. This one hits the backboard. It hits the foot of Roman and then goes out of bounds. And possession will go to Wesleyan. That's one of those shots where the no, yes if you make it, but just couldn't hit that one.
That's right. And Nichols has frankly earned the right to take a heat check in this game with the way that she kept Frostburg in it in the first half and has helped power this run in the second half. What I will say is the zone from Wesleyan has been enough of a change-up to make Frostburg State at least be off balance on offense.
Dandridge wants to go to work in isolation. Dishes on the baseline. Witt, 18-footer. It's too long, rebounded by Nichols. Tied at 67, 3:40 left now. Right wing is Spinelli. Looking to drive, up with the left. Twice off the rim, it goes through for her. Spinelli coming alive here in half number 2. Now it's the Bobcats of Wesleyan's turn to answer. What a spin by Dandridge to the right. She puts it up and in, and we're tied again.
Dandridge changes speed so well. She lulls you to sleep and then just snaps something off quick, and there's just simply no way to stay in front.
Down low, Muha traveled. Well, double dribble is going to be called. That will give possession back to Wesleyan as we get another look at these two teams exchanging shots.
And Spinelli has really just turned it on here in the second half. She's got 13 points all since halftime. And then Dandridge, like I said, just constantly under control. But when she turns up the pace, she's nearly impossible to stay in front of.
3 minutes left, and we're tied. Dandridge with the ball out front. Ran a double team at her for a moment. Down to 8 seconds to shoot. West Virginia Wesleyan's got to get going. Baird into the corner now. Young for 3. Missed it offside iron. Offensive rebound. Daniels keeps the play alive for Wesleyan. They clear it out to Dandridge. Off the Daniels screen. Dandridge spinning. Lost the basketball. It's stolen away. Great defense by Roman once again. Roman down the floor. Put it behind Hileman and out of bounds.
And a few missed opportunities here in the fourth for Frostburg State. That's going to be one of them. And Roman, I think, just got going a little too quickly, and Hileman overran the play. A couple times we've seen something like that. A couple times we've seen as they attack that 3-2 zone, them get the ball into Muha one-on-one. Once she missed the layup, once she double dribbled. So if you look back at this one on film for Frostburg State and you end up on the wrong side of the scoreboard, you're going to want those back.
Here's Witt driving to the basket, can't hit. Long rebound pulled down by Hileman. Down to 2 minutes to play in this game, 69-all. Spinelli on the drive, stepped around Witt with the left, can't finish. Offensive rebound, Muha lost it. It was poked to Spinelli, and she put it up and in. Timeout Frostburg with the Bobcats taking that lead at 71-69. Muha had it. It was poked across the lane right to Spinelli, who was able to put it up and in a crucial deflection to give Frostburg State the lead with exactly 2 minutes to play as we get another look at the miss by Spinelli. And yeah, it was tipped right. Baird reached in for the deflection and tipped it right to Spinelli, who put it up and in.
It's just a, hey, look what I found moment. It's a great move by Spinelli to get there. And then Muha really making a hustle play. You're in transition there. Would have been pretty easy for her to give up on the play and just say, you know, let Spinelli go to the basket and the chips fall where they may. But she's able to jump right in there, get her hands on the basketball, and it keeps the play alive.
As you look at these region rankings, Daniel, of course, you've got Gannon and IUP at the top of the PSAC, but you've got some teams from the Mountain East Conference that might go in as lower seeds. It's 8 teams that take the or go to the regional, but you got a couple of feisty teams that could spell upset here.
You're right. It's going to come down, I think, to see who makes runs. Obviously, you're going to get an automatic qualifier from whoever wins this tournament, but then you've got 3 other teams ranked inside that top 10 that are going to try to make their case this week. I think the Mountain East Conference obviously is going to get 1 in, and if you're the league office, you'd certainly like more than that. Whether or not you do, it's going to come down to who is able to make their way into the semifinals and finals.
Down to our final 100 seconds, Wesleyan down 2. This is Witt underneath the basket for Daniels. Try to pass across the lane. It was stolen away by Spinelli. Another deflection, another turnover forced by this Bobcat defense that's been so crucial in the second half. Roman, right side of the floor now to Hileman. Frostburg up 2 and playing like it. Spinelli now to Nichols. Back up top to Roman, 8 seconds to shoot. Driving now is Hileman into the lane. Nice find underneath and the layup up and in by Muha.
That was a great seal by Muha just on the backside of that zone. Exactly, again, how you want to attack it. She pins Daniels, stepping into the lane, just ducks in perfectly, and a great pass from Hileman with no help defense behind.
Dandridge has her pass stolen away. It's another turnover forced by this Frostburg State defense. My goodness, the 13th they forced in this game, the majority of which have come in the second half. They're up 4. 40 seconds left. Wesleyan is not fouling. Hileman to Spinelli. Ooh, that was a dangerous pass.
And they've got 3 to give.
Yeah, you got to start fouling here. You're down to 30 seconds of game time. Driving in the lane is Roman. Into the corner for the dagger. This 3 is up and no good. The rebound thoughtful underneath. Spinelli gives way to Muha, and then Frostburg State's going to take a timeout. You're absolutely right, Daniel. Wesleyan has committed just 1 foul in the second half. You're down 4. 21.6 seconds left. You just got to start fouling.
You do, and frankly, you needed to probably start fouling the second that Frostburg State had the basketball because you need to extend this game as much as you can. It's not as simple in a 4-point game as you play that defensive possession out, trust yourself to get a stop, and then go down and score. It's a 2-possession game. You need a stop, a score, a stop, and a score if you want to, at the very least, force overtime, let alone win this game in regulation. So you lost a lot of time off the clock there, and in addition to that, you're going to have to foul. You're going to have to foul a lot, and this West Virginia Wesleyan team has only played 7. They've only played 5 more than 10 minutes, and 3 of those players have 3 personal fouls. So it looks like Brett Vincent is going to mix his lineup a little bit here in this need to foul situation. Going to get Childers and McDonough back in to replace, it looks like Young and Dandridge, who both have 3 fouls. But then the flip side of that is you force a turnover, you're going the other way without 2 of your best offensive players on the floor.
Frostburg looking to get the ball in, and they do so. First foul is going to be called. And it was Hileman, the player with the ball for Frostburg State, excuse me. And again, 2 more fouls, 3 more fouls make it to put Frostburg State into the bonus.
And it's a tough spot to be in, having to make these substitutions, because you've got 40 of your 69 points on the bench right now.
Absolutely. Reach-in foul there called on Avery Childers. That's her 4th. I'm sorry, that's her 5th. My apologies. So she's just fouled out of the game. Redshirt sophomore from Stonewood, West Virginia, transfer from UMass. It'll be her final action in this game. Brett Vincent will go deeper to the bench. Valerie Vauthier into the game. From Holly Springs, North Carolina, the redshirt sophomore will come in. Again, you're just in fouling mode here if you're West Virginia Wesleyan. And it takes, what, about 2 seconds each time?
That's if you're right on top of whoever gets the inbound pass.
That'll kill another second. Vauthier, fresh into the game, commits the foul.
And Frostburg State's been able to get the ball to Hileman all 3 times they've had to inbound here, and she's a 79% free throw shooter. They don't have a bad free throw shooter on the floor at this point.
This one to put him in the bonus as Spinelli is fouled. And funny you mentioned that, Frostburg State leading the Mountain East Conference in free throw percentage as a team, 78%. How about this, Daniel? You always want to close out games well in March. Frostburg State has held Wesleyan scoreless over the last 3 minutes of game time, and they forced 3 turnovers. The way that Coach Eckelberry's team has been able to close out this game. Obviously, still work to do with 17 seconds left, but it's been incredible how they dialed up the pressure in the second half, but specifically the last 3 minutes as Spinelli hits the first free throw.
You're right. The run in that third quarter really started on the defensive end. It was really, in a lot of ways, sparked by Mandy Roman, the way that she was able to knock West Virginia Wesleyan off balance with her defense against Sydney Baird, and they have really only turned up the heat in the fourth quarter with some of these deflections and steals.
A couple of made free throws by Spinelli. We'll have a timeout for Wesleyan to advance the basketball, currently trailing by 6. 17.5 seconds left. Not a lot of intentionality here. You got to run something to free up a shooter and let fly as soon as you can.
You're right. It's a 6-point game, so more likely than not, you're drawing something up for a 3 here, and Frostburg State is going to know that probably means the ball goes into the hands of Anna Young, and it's going to be interesting. We've talked about it. This Wesleyan team can shoot the 3 1 through 4, and who ends up with the ball is going to have to let it go.
Another look at our bracket. Wheeling and Charleston will take the floor here once this game is done. And the 2 winners will play each other on semifinal Saturday. As it stands right now, that's going to be Frostburg, but the Bobcats of Wesleyan trying to change their fortunes here late with 17.5 seconds left. They get it away in straight away to Baird. Baird on the drive through a double team, can't finish. Offensive rebound, though, put up and in by Daniels to make it a 4-point game with 10 seconds left, and a reach-in foul is going to be called as Young's committed her 4th, and it is Hileman, or rather, yes, Hileman that'll walk the length of the floor and shoot these free throws.
And you saw how casual Muha was about taking that ball out of bounds and just flipping it to Hileman. There is no consideration of who Frostburg State wants to get the basketball to be fouled here, because they're all good free throw shooters. Hileman has the lowest percentage of anybody on the floor. She's a 79% free throw shooter. That's a problem if you're West Virginia Wesleyan at this point. There is no single target that you can try to go after when you foul.
Gets both. Back to a 6-point lead, 10 seconds left. Timeout taken once again by West Virginia Wesleyan to advance the ball. Correct me if I'm wrong, this is my first day in Wheeling, but both play-in games were very competitive yesterday in the women's bracket. We had a 10-point victory for Frostburg State to move on, and this one as well. We really haven't had a lot of non-competitive games early through the first day plus of the Mountain East Conference Tournament.
You're right. Every game has been great, and frankly, we finished off the night last night with the best game we had seen prior to this one. That was a 2-point win for Davis and Elkins men against Point Park. You had a men's game last night with West Virginia State erasing an 18-point deficit against Frostburg State, then Frostburg State counter-punching to win that game 93-85. This Frostburg State team kept Point Park at arm's length for most of that game, but it was still competitive into the final minutes. We have had a ton of great basketball so far.
Ball inbounded to Witt, has to let it fly. It's no good. It's rebounded by Frostburg State. Oh, we got to travel. It was rebounded by Nichols. She shuffled her feet, so the ball goes back to Wesleyan with 4.5 seconds left.
I think you had dual possession with her and Roman for a second, which is going to get called just about every time. It's that obvious.
4.5 seconds left. Wesleyan down 6. Ball into the corner for Daniels. Now Dandridge puts up a shot. And that shot is up and no good, and Frostburg State has pulled off this quarterfinal upset. Down goes number 2, advancing on the Bobcats of Frostburg State, 77-71 the final score. And again, Daniel, it was the way they closed this game out. Frostburg started shooting the ball so poorly, but hung around, turned to their defense. They turned to Sophie Nichols, and they're going to be playing on semifinal Saturday.
Nichols ends up with 25 in this game. She kept them in it in the first half. Muha and Spinelli come alive in the second half. Incredible.
And right on cue, Sophie Nichols, our health plan player of the game. The health plan here for you. As you mentioned, Daniel was fantastic tonight, 25 points.
She hits 3 3-pointers. She sparked a lot of what they did on the defensive end in the second half as well. When Wesleyan had opportunities in that first half to try to push that lead out to double digits, Sophie Nichols had a shot on the other end to keep Frostburg close. And we talked about it. She's the emotional engine of this team, and she powered them to this win today.
Yeah, absolutely. 25 points on 18 shots. 6 rebounds as well, had an assist, took good care of the basketball. Our health plan player of the game is Sophie Nichols, and I believe we have her courtside, the former Ripley Viking. And Sophie, we'll start by asking you this. Anything feel different in warm-ups? Did you know you were going for 20-plus today?
No, I didn't, but let me tell you, this morning when I woke up, I knew we were going to win the whole game. I was locked the whole game.
We've talked about it in so many ways. You are one of the big emotional sparks for this team. You wear your heart on your sleeve out there on the floor. What does that mean to you to motivate your team in so many ways?
Yeah, I mean, I just know I have to be a leader. I was coming off the bench there for a while, but I knew as soon as I got in there that I was going to help the team win. And I knew I had to be a leader. I have to get everyone pumped up, because if everyone's pumped up, we're going to win any game. We're a strong team, and I think we can go all the way.
How excited are you to play one more game, at least with this bunch? You guys look like you have a ton of fun over there.
Oh, my gosh, you don't even know. We're so pumped. Yes, we got this, and I believe in every single one of us.
Very good. Congratulations. Best of luck in the semis.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Fantastic work from Sophie Nichols today, our health plan player of the game. And it's Frostburg that moves on to semifinals Saturday. The final score, Frostburg 77, West Virginia Wesleyan 71. As the 2026 Mountain East Conference Basketball Championships presented by the Health Plan was a presentation of MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia. 3 more quarterfinals to come today. Thank you for joining us. For Daniel Woods, I've been Luke Wiggs. Thanks for giving us the time.